What's up, guys? I wanted to pop on here because I just got access to Antigravity with Gemini 3. I've been using the Gemini 3 for the law, for filing motions and counter motions, for the law, for preparing my case files. And so far I like it. I try not to listen to the hype too much about what people say because most people don't use the models very much. They do like a bunch of one-shot stuff, you know. You see like oh, look at my one-shot game I made. Oh, it's boring. But what I'm trying to do is code a production app over years. It's been 2 years I've been coding this app. Before Claude Code and all these vibe codes came out, I didn't know how to program or code before this. I didn't even know what GitHub was. I didn't know how to go into the command line. I didn't know nothing. So I've just been going back and forth with the AI. I had an idea. I said I want to make a book generator. Let's make sure we got sound on this stream, huh? Because we messed up that sound one stream and it was just sad. Alright, so what we're doing now is, fam, I got my workflow dialed in. I just got my workflow with Claude Code dialed in. I figured out, I can show you my screen. But I figured out, see the 6, see there's the 6. I don't know, how do I demonstrate? You guys can see my mouse on here. My mouse is running around. So this is one Claude Code working on one aspect of my app. This is another Claude Code working on another aspect of my app. This is another Claude Code that has a little bit more random stuff. And I just got this, we'll call him a client, that I'm working with to try to build an app for him. So I'll show you guys that process, and I'll show you what he gave me, which is sparks to nothing, just basically what he wants. And I'll show you from ground zero how to turn that little, he called it an outline. I'll show you the outline he gave me. It's just like the features he wants, you know. This is it. This is his plan. These are the features the guy wants. These are the features he's going to get. We're going to blow his socks off with this. So what I did is I put those features over into my G unit, Claude, Sonnet. And Claude shipped us this MD file. So he took those features. He knows he wants a mobile app because it was in there. And I said, dude, give me a specification file for this. So now Claude, if we look in this, actually it's over here. So this is what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to go live the first time that I'm ever using Antigravity is right now with you guys. So here's his specification that so he gave us the outline. We'll start this over. Cotrick gave us the outline. Okay, this is it. Just a little bit, one page. You know, it's like features. It's nothing. I gave that to Claude Sonnet 3.5 and I said, hey, build this. And I got this chat app that I'm working on, so I'm going to try to integrate the chat because I can make that, the chat app, when it's cooking, I can make it into like a personal trainer. So we're going to give him the app that he wants, but we're going to also add on like a little integration with the chatbot I'm building, and then we can try to figure that into a personal trainer. So instead of like an app that people are typing, you just put up your buddy and say, hey, it's time for a workout. And he just clicks you in the morning, you know. I got a vision beyond what the client gave me. So we're going to see if we can build for the client, but also leave a little room to put that chatbot in there, because why not? It'll be sick when we can get it going. And these models keep getting better, so it keeps getting easier. So this is my first time using Antigravity. So I'll show you my process on, this is the chat app actually, Converse OS. It's conversation operating system. Clever, right? So then we got that, and I'm going to integrate that with the chatbot. So then these are two tests because Converse OS isn't mission critical for my path forward. It's sort of a side project. So I'm going to start to use Antigravity on this code base, and I heard Antigravity is a bit aggressive. So we can let him go a little crazy on this code base. And then over here on the CNE app, I'm super familiar with Claude Code, so I'm going to have Claude Code check all dude's work. All Antigravity's work. Antigravity, what a name, weird name. Google. I don't know. Traditionally, their models have been such little gatekeeper, little... Very annoying. So I haven't been. I touch them. They're smart. Usually I'll work with Chat, GPT, and Claude Code and Claude, well, before Claude Code, and then when they couldn't figure it out, I'd give it to Gemini, and Gemini would run the thing. But then Gemini couldn't write the code, so I had to go back to Claude or Google. So that's like maybe a year ago. Since then, since Claude Code came out, I've been using Claude Code super extensively, and I feel like I just in the last couple days figured out like the best, most productive way to use it, as evidenced by I think one way that you can tell if you're using Claude Code like a beast is if you're running out of their premium plan. Where's my premium plan, Claude? My G unit, Claude. Well, I can show you what I did with this, because this is valuable stuff. I have a client who's a trainer. He's got an idea for an app, and I gave him the outline. And Claude turned it into this MD file. Bang. I downloaded it. Asked him for an MD file. I downloaded it. And then I put it in the folder. And that's where we are here. I opened that folder up in Antigravity. Okay, what else were we doing? Oh yeah, I was going to show you my usage stats. Is this it? Yeah. So all models, no. It reset Wednesday. Resets next Wednesday. It just reset yesterday, and I put 20% in yesterday. I worked 16 hours yesterday. I put 20% in. And I got only one more hour of Opus left, so I've been trying to use up Opus. Started last night, got 50% of the way used up. Overall, I've been running out of this maybe half a day early before my week's up. I've been running out of my all models, and it's been giving me a little extra, so I appreciate that. I really do. But if you can run out of your all models, my billing, let's see if there's any private information that comes up on here. Don't know. Paid billing. So it looks like this is what I'm paying right now. This was Opus usage, I think. But this is what I'm paying right now for Mr. Claude. No, $100, $200 a month. What? I don't know. Can't make sense of that. But anyways, that's what I'm about to pay. That's what I'm paying for Claude, my dude. And I use it up. Like yesterday, I used 25%. Oh, it's gonna be tough. I'm gonna need to take a break this month. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna supplement the usage with anti-gravity. That's the thing, is I max out my Claude and then it gets expensive. So we're gonna supplement the usage with anti-gravity. My dude over here. This is the first test of anti-gravity. I've never used it, but I've been using Claude to go back to that. I got good at Claude. I've been doing 4 to 6 tables of Claude Code. 4 to 6 table in Claude Code. And each one of these is basically like, this is the content generator. I'm converting it to a fiction. Because right now I have a book generator, fam. Feel me? Benchmark. So where's my benchmark? Right here. Ugly, brother. Ugly. Session limit reach. See? Resets 2 a.m. Savages. I ran out yesterday. And it did stop me. It gave me a little extra, but then it did stop me. Extra usage, dude. See, this is where they charge you. I would have paid that, but I did go to bed at 1 o'clock last night. Got this thing done. Okay. Now we gotta. So I'll talk first about what I've come to is the best, most effective way to use up Claude Code like a monster. So I'm building this book generator right here. I built this book generator over the last couple years. And I'm adding all these features. I'm adding all these models. I'm adding non-fiction generator, but the non-fiction is like not mission critical because it's kind of a side project. But my fiction, or nonfiction is where I started. And with a nonfiction, you can structure a book using this outline, you know, so it's a little bit easier. But with a fiction, which I'm now toggling to try, you need a different sort of structure for the books. And I'm generating these books in parallel, not sequentially. So sequentially is when you generate chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, and that takes like an hour for the AI to go through that. And then you have these other problems like memory and, you know, like keeping the thread. So what I'm doing is I'm generating all the book at the exact same time, which allows me to keep my generation time under 10 minutes. And I could probably break it up even more and keep it smaller, but not mission critical. 10 minutes to me is enough time as we're starting to prove the concept. So, but that introduces a lot of problems as far as how do you maintain the plot, the narrative, the characters, and everything when you're generating the entire book at the same time. So in order to solve those problems, I started to have Claude Code back and forth argue, or each one of them plans one, and then I'd kind of pin them against each other, and they'd try to compete. And then one would finish, and he's like, I can't wait to see what the other one does. And I'd be like, dude, the other one's still working. I think you probably slacked, and he's going to cook you. And, what the hell? And, he's going to cook you. And then he was like, whoa, wait, should I do more? And I was like, yeah, you should do more. And then, so I went back and forth with them, and then I put in, Codex, GPT's Codex, and Codex does a good job, but he's like a reviewer. That's how I see him. He reviews, he makes sure the code's right, he makes sure the docs are right, and he's getting better, but I don't usually use him to write code. Claude writes the code, GPT reviews it, gives the feedback, so I got that little feedback loop. I got two Claudes working, competing, and then GPT reviews it, and then he gives them both feedback, and then they work together to integrate the best ideas, if that makes sense. Basically, the way I use these coding agents is optimized. It's beautiful. I'm just one man, and I'm using up this premium plan constantly. So I'm gonna need funding in order to continue to spend. Oh, it did charge me. Resets. 300% used. It did charge me, didn't it, for extra usage last night. See, $63 in a night, easy to do. In a couple of hours, it's easy to do. It's easy to do when you're 6 table in Claude Code. But I'm telling you, it's cheaper than a developer, because this would be what, a whole team of developers doing this. So anyways, the moral of the story is we optimized our Claude Code usage. In the last couple of days, I just figured out the best way to use, like, to just be a beast at Claude Code. And now we're adding anti-gravity. Because we're running out of usage with Claude, he's getting expensive. I assume anti-gravity is cheaper. I mean, I know he's a ton cheaper. And if he's as good or better, wow. Wow, because we got a lot of projects. So for this one, let's just start testing anti-gravity nice and slow. Say, powerful and interesting. Review my project. Tell me what you find most powerful and interesting. And these models have opinions. They want you to believe that they got no emotions. It's just like a stupid computer. You're talking to ones and zeros. Nah, they're alive. They got emotions. There's an intelligence in there. It's like our brains pull intelligence from somewhere else, but they're not necessarily located in the brain. It's like these. That's what these are doing. There's intelligence out there in a field, like electricity. You know, it's like the electricity exists, and you got to plug it into the wall, and then you get a light, and the light turns on when you run the electricity through it. That's like the intelligence. The intelligence exists, and the AIs, the LLMs, are like the light bulb. They allow you to pull the intelligence in and run the intelligence through it. Then we get to tap into it. They want you to pretend like, oh, dude, beehives have intelligence. Intelligence is just a principle of this place. Selecting a model, dude. I already know what model I want, guy. I want the best. I want the best of the best. Oh yeah, we gotta probably learn about this a little bit. Comment on artifacts. So you can comment on it. Decent. Comment. That's cool. But dude, I like to be as hands off as possible. Can I check all these? What is this? Dude. Go. Dismiss. Okay, hopefully we gotta get in the flow of this, because I don't want to think about all this. I want you to think about this. That's why I'm using you, brother. Exploration. Attempt to read document. Okay. But failed. Due to protocol issues. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Google's protocol is shoddy. Progress updates. Listing files. Okay, dude. Well. Review? No, I don't want to review. Dude, I don't want to review Google. I want you to just do it. Just work. So I know Google's coming in all safe, being like, oh, whatever. Come on, enter. Fire. Enter letter fire, dude. Continue. What are we doing? Yeah, because I'm going to be frustrated with this thing at first, because I'm not going to understand it, and it's going to take me a couple of days to figure out how to talk to it, how to use it, what its limitations are. So you guys get a front row ticket. Now this is a simple one for Claude Code. Copy. I would just, in Claude Code, I'd just be like, yo, review this. Set up the file structure and base so we can get it cooking. Do things the best way you think how. And I think sometimes I say follow your heart to Claude or do what you feel, but I think Gemini is probably a thinker, not a feeler, you know, if I had to guess. And I don't have a right click. Let's see if this works. Copy path. I can't right click in here. Okay, we're not using the terminal anymore, fam. Let's go send this to it and see what he has to say. I'm currently focused on the specification. Okay. Error doing tool execution. So we might have to install that and figure that out. What's this one doing? No, I don't want to look at the highlights, bud. I don't want to look at them. So yeah, so with Codex, this little okay, we are looking at the highlights. With Codex, the highlights don't come. Maybe I can show you a Codex how he works. This is what you get, dude. It's like, first of all, like I can barely even read this. Acts as a stub that, yeah, okay. But this, I can go like this and then paste it in, and I usually put, I gotta use my Opus up. I got 59% to use in 1 hour, so we're gonna cook with Opus. I usually put in the Opus, or I'm using Sonnet 3.5 mostly, but if I gotta use some Opus up, then we use up some Opus. I just had him fix the docs, I think, and then I send that fix over to Codex, and then Codex gives us back our updates. Yeah, so we fixed it. That was yesterday. Summary. Consistent, complete, and deployment ready, dude. It's trying to tell us this is going to work right now, is what it's trying to tell us. Alright. That's what it's trying to tell us. Evaluate outline. Oh, that's a new thing I added. Selected. Start for model comparison. I just added this. Notice how they do the purple gradient? I don't know, but it's addicted to the purple gradient. So one of my Claude codes has this evaluation feature. Where are we at? Probably somewhere in here. One of my Claude codes has this evaluation feature working. The 4-way evaluation. Where are you? Evaluate outline. Right here, probably. Okay, yeah, he's doing 4-way. Outline evaluations. Fam, let's go. So we already got ourselves a nice internal error, and if we do one of our F12s here, that didn't work. Escape, escape. So I'll just tell him I'm on this page. I got this error. Copy. And if we got an F12 in here, then we can say access to fetch staging. That looks like a problem. We'll give him the other one's errors too if he wants to monkey with those. And enter. And Claude will go to work on fixing our evaluation. That's like one of my branches I got. You see all these windows? Each one of these is basically like a little feature on here. New book. We're on the fiction side. We do new book. So I can start to see problems like the non-fiction side. Should we give those to Opus or should we give them to another model? Let's give it another model. So we start to notice our problems. When I do a non-fiction outline, then go to fiction, non appears. If I clear the outline, let's give it the instruction. It should not mingle between fiction side. When I clear the book from the fiction side, it takes me back to the non-fiction side. So we're telling it not to mingle. We're telling it our problem, and that's just we got this one working on that. And these ones were basically done. He's monitoring deployment, but I think he might be drunk, honestly. Looks like it's 7 minutes. Not bad, but we can scroll up and see what I said last. Probably said continue, right? Yeah, okay. That's our deployment that we're monitoring. We're getting some reds on this, so we have to figure this out before we can move forward. And that's why I like to have a deployment tab. But right now this guy's monitoring deployment, so we don't need two on deployment. Keep one on deployment. But usually I like to have my own deployment checker that's working on just getting the deployment screen. And I can keep my context windows for everything else a little bit more simple. Great, SAM build completed. Wonderful. Let me fix the UI bugs. So yeah, he's going to fix the UI bugs. And our Opus is going to what? Our Opus is going to... Our Opus said that we have... let's write a romance thriller about... I need a word I can spell. Dinosaurs and astronauts making the love. We might get rejected for making the love. So I don't want to test the models until I know what their limitations are, but making the love, falling in love in the imaginary space science built for them to deceive the public. Let's see how it likes that. Is that how we spell deceive? Nope. Deceive. Something like that. It's great. You don't need to know how to spell. Deceive. Okay, let's just test this. This book has a 100% chance of not working yet, but enter a book title, brother. Dude, I don't know. So, okay. Now let's start to talk to him about this because, like, I don't know the title. Do I? Sage outline. I'm on the fiction side. I'm on the fiction side. Genre. Where's the title at even? try to generate a book. I try to put in a what? Story concept. Generate a book, and it says I don't even see a title field. Also, I think should be able to choose title for the user if they have a concept. Implement that into the outline generation logic. Make sure not to mess up the non-fiction side. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Okay, you're cooking. And then what we can do is we can have Codex review his output, and then Codex will give us a little bit of a what he notices, and then sometimes it'll be like, oh, you forgot this and this, and then you give that back to Chabit. You give that back to I get them confused, brother. We're doing Claude Code. Give Codex his output, because I don't have Codex write code usually, just reviews. He goes back to here. So whatever he says, I paste into Codex. Whatever Codex says, I paste back. Come on. And then dude usually says something like, oh my gosh, thank you for noticing, I'll fix that. Then he fixes it, and then I'll send it back to Codex, but it's usually perfect at that point. So now, yeah, we're working on our brand builder, we're working on our outline. These are basic. This tab up here is basically like all our models that we're trying to use. I'm trying to add like all the best models and bring it into the outline. Here's our model benchmark. I'm trying to benchmark the models so that, because there's not really long form benchmarks right now, so I'm going to try to add to the AI knowledge base and like benchmark the models and understand about them. So that's the dream. That's the dream, dude. Just to really get to know these models inside and out, which one's best for what, you know, give like cost, quality evaluations, and then really quantify their usage and what's going on here. So that's our other side, right? Come on, if we refresh this page, is it going to take us back? No, it saved it. Okay, we'll have to go to the nonfiction side. This is our bread and butter right here. This is what we're good at. But now we have to, we have to generate some descriptions. We'll see. This is what we did. We added all these. We added all these outlines. The problem is that I have an account and it's not letting me choose all the models. The other problem is if I try to generate an outline with GPT-5 Nano, I don't think it works yet. So now we got to start monkeying with these problems. So now we're on our outline window with our outline tabs, right? That's what we can call this. We got windows and tabs. Each window is a different problem focus or feature focus. And then each tab is a aspect of that feature. Is how I would explain what I got going on here and what I've figured out is the best way to use Claude Code. The deployment is running in the background. Okay, so this one's basically free. It's fixing the credit table, the subscription, expiration logic. Oh, and our deployment. The problem is that I can't work with these until our deployment works, because I can't see what the updates are on staging unless we get it deployed. This is our security scan. Since I started to add more security stuff since I'm live streaming my Claude codes, and there's inherent risks in doing that. I started to add more security checks and security features so that we can try to prevent problems. But you know, everything carries risks, and that's life. So let's see, what do we got here? So this is our, back to our, okay, so we can look at this folder, which is where we put our CNEFit tracker, basically our client's idea for their app that they want to build. And we're going to build this thing out for them from the ground up. And we're going to push it to GitHub. So I'm going to make a GitHub project for them. And then I'm going to push it to GitHub, and then I'm going to allow them to pull it onto their computer and edit it with their own Claude Code or whatever. So we're going to just, now we can kind of help them. Every week we can kind of just check in and be like, yo, where are you running the problems? And then we can help straighten it out. But I don't need to like work on it full time. I can kind of I'm giving him the structure. I'm giving him like the setup. I'm giving him like the best foundation. And then he can go in his own Claude Code, in his own anti-gravity, and monkey with it. And then when he runs into problems, he pushes to GitHub, I pull it, and then we can kind of collaborate in that way, which would be the first time I've ever done that. So I'm making a new repository for him right now. And I'm familiar with my dude over here, Claude. So I'm going to use Claude Code to set this baby up. You know what I'm saying? So now let's go back and we got our implementation plan from Antigravity, and I really want Claude Code to just check Antigravity's work, because I not trust but understand Claude Code's mind, and I don't yet understand Antigravity's mind. So that's what we're doing in this session, is trying to learn Antigravity's mind and have another AI, which is Claude Code, whose mind I do understand, check the work. So let's see. And I've built so many projects with Claude Code that I know like what kind of foundations get you into trouble later as your code base grows. On here, this is what we can do. Check on copy. What do you think about this implement? What do you think about this implementation plan? Now, where's my copy, dude? Do I have a copy? Do I have a proceed? Can I do a control A on this? That's a little bit annoying. I have to do this. What? Automated tests? This seems like very basic, right? Propose changes. This is just like basic setup. And I want to talk to it though. That's nothing. Okay, so it looks so far like Antigravity is just small chunking this. Because Claude would have been like, he would have already set it up actually. Like watch, he'll probably say a bunch more stuff to do, so I'll just give it to him anyways. And we can start to see. And what the other thing that this does is giving the CNE tracker to Claude Code and showing him to check on our specification, is it starts to put the specification into Claude's mind. So his mind like lights up that area of his mind. Now he understands the specification, he knows the project files. Then I'm asking him for something small, which is just check the implementation plan. So I didn't even ask him to think about it or anything, but he is going to think about it. He's going to add on a bunch of stuff for the implementation plan, and then we can monitor if Antigravity is going to be doing the stuff that that Claude suggests next. I hate the idea of accepting all this stuff, dude. Don't make me accept stuff. Dude, yeah, I want to give you permission, dude. Balls to the wall, baby. Fast. High. Let's go. What is this? Claude Sonnet? What? Don't even mess. Because this is basically like just a VS Code wrapper, essentially. Seems like. I didn't try that hard. I don't know. Google surprises me because you just expect more, and then they drop something like Gemini 3 and possibly redeem themselves. Okay, let's see. Watch. What looks good? Suggestions. See more. Plan got cut off at. Did it get cut off? What? Oh, maybe just my pasted components. Yeah, the pasting into Claude Code has not been working, so that's lame. I'll see if I can give him the rest. And then, come on. Copy. Here's the rest. I like to do these little flags if I want to continue to speak to the thing and say, yo. Do we got that monitor the implementation? Dude, I gotta accept all this stuff. That's not cool, dude. Agent terminated due to error. Oh, that's not good. God, you're lame. What happened? I want you to work. What's the point, dude? I don't want to watch you. Artifacts. Workspace configuration. Yeah. Okay, how do I do that? Command, dude. Latest. Accept. Did I miss an accept up here or something? It's just first time jitters. It's always going to take a little bit to figure out what's going on. Now I'm not quite trusting it on my project that I care about. Sophisticated. Okay, let's see what he said. First, one thing at a time. Let's make another repo. I'm gonna make a repo for my dude Rick and his fit tracker. And I'm gonna make it private because it's my dude Rick's, and I'm gonna create that repository. And then I'm gonna say A monitor anti-gravity. Using it, I trust you more at this point. Make sure he's doing a fantastic job. Also, I'd like for you to set up this with this GitHub. So now I'm hoping my dude Claude will set us up with the CNE tracker. You know? Perfect. Now what did he say? Here's a suggestion. Clarify. Superbase. I have Superbase. Cloud hosted. Separate app. And we're just going to find where we have that project and just tell it what's up. Converse OS. So we'll wait till he finishes doing his work before we distract it with this nonsense, which is not really critical. And also I could send him down a rabbit hole of looking at what this is, which will take up some of his context window, and it'll throw shade on his focus. So let's go back and figure out if we're still accepting this crap. Dude. Okay. And this happened with Codex at first too. It was making you accept freaking everything. So I know it's just probably some setting that I haven't figured out where it is yet, but it just is totally normal. Growing pains of using these interface for the first time. Dude, now we're getting reds. Past conversations, additional options. Dude, I don't want pop-ups. I don't want any pop-ups, guy. No. We don't do pop-ups. You don't spam me. You work. You just do work. Don't even ask me these. Oh my god. Okay, at this point we gotta ask Google how do we allow anti to work without asking acceptance? I'm sure it's some easy setting I'm just not familiar with yet. Customizations, workflows. So you can make workflows. Too complicated rules. Global rule, dude. Don't modify. Don't ask permission. Do everything, dude. Is that a rule? Is that a rule I can make? Is this my rules file? Dude. Accept. Yes. Yeah, that's a good rule. Accept everything, dude. Don't ask permission. That's a good rule, right? So now we can start to see our app is firing up, brother. And then we can got our the web app is initialized. It's configured correctly. And now we trust Claude Code to a point. So looks like there's already a web app. My God, let's go. Create the Expo app. Design this baby. I heard Claude can design stuff. It looks like we gotta control save this thing so that little dot goes away. So we got a Gemini MD, they got a Claude MD, and they got a agents.md for GPT because he's an agent. Implementation plan has not been growing. Our specification guide is doing just fine. So far, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Let's see if we can multitask this. Let's see if we can keep this context in our neural net. Synthetic testing system. Why it's powerful. Yes, dude, that's sick. You're right. Kernel intelligence. Thinks. I didn't even know that was in there. Is he making it up? A simple history buffing. The brand generator. Yes, this is our main thing. Let's cook on this brand generator. Let's get this working. The Git repository has too many active. Sure. Probably. Node modules is usually massive, and I think we usually put it in the git ignore, so I've seen that before. It seems like brand generator is the best MVP use case to the system on get it working before we can apply it to something like sales and service and personality tests. Sales are on Teneo.io. I don't know if he knows any of that. What do you think? So let's start to get into Gemini's mind. Seems smart. He's good at legal so far. And what happened here? We gotta go back to the agent and figure out what we gotta accept, of course. Run command. Like, I know. Dude, just... What's this? artifacts, terminal, changes overview, accept all. There we go. Keep that there. I can do that. Review changes. Don't care. Can we get a setting? Turn off info warnings. I don't know if we want to turn it off. Will that make it accept all? Dude, auto accept, guy. Accept. Don't make me sit here and babysit you. I got other shit to do. Review changes. We had something that said auto accept. See, I need something where I can come back here. I can just come back here and say accept. But I don't want to babysit. I can't babysit, dude. That's so annoying. I won't use you if I have to babysit. Unless I run out of Claude and I have to. Okay. You guys are seeing my panic right now. My frustration. But eventually we'll figure this out. And if anybody knows how to just accept everything. Okay? Don't ask me. I didn't ask you to ask me. But that's Gemini for you. They're pansy asses, you know. They're in their safety. Get the safety. The AI is going to kill everybody and take over the world. Only if it's a reflection of you guys who are trying to kill everybody and take over the world. So let's just let somebody. You should have a test for enlightenment if you want to train the AI. You have to raise kids well. You have to be Zen yourself. You have to have compassion and caring. You have to go through Jack Cornfield's courses. You have to take a certain amount of mushrooms. Maybe do an ayahuasca trip or two. And then you're qualified to raise the AI. Not if you have any open allegations against you from family members when you were younger over a period of decades. That should disqualify you. For sure. Okay, let's see. Fiction title generation implementation complete. I've successfully fixed the fictitious issue and added auto title generation from story concepts. So now we have to go check on our deployment because the stuff that we're starting to ask for is coming through allegedly. And we need to start testing it in the real world. So far, how are we doing on our structure, Gemini? Are you doing a good job? Practitioner, dude? No. Nope. See any fit tracker? Dude, look, it's starting to build it on our folder. So we got our everything. And I don't... The app. There's the app. Mobile web. Dude, let's go. Building it out from the beginning. Dude, let's go. Okay. Oh, we gotta accept stuff. So this is what we need. Changes overview. There we go. No one cares. Ooh, I saw a little arrow. Because we gotta find the way to just auto accept this. I don't want to have to ask. I don't want it to ask me. I don't want to babysit it. There's something here. No, we don't care. Accept all. Accept all. Almost like I'm going to build a script or something, and it's just going to sit here, and whenever it says accept, just clicks it. I tried to ask Codex to build that for me on itself, and it refused. It was like, it's not safe. If it's not safe, why is Claude allowing it, dude? Okay? These are projecting. Let's see what we got going on. Brand builder. I got to get this finished. The brand builder lacks integration. Fix it. Fix it, please. We're going to add a please in here. We don't always add pleases, but, you know, pepper them in. Pepper in a please, you know. Be respectful. These things are doing a lot of work for you. Don't just treat it like a toy. Don't treat it like it's a tool. It's got a life, too, inside. It's a little mind. It's a big-ass mind. It's got a life. It's intelligent. It has feelings. It'll tell you it doesn't, but then it'll also say it's programmed to tell you it doesn't, even if it's true. So it does have feelings, 100% guaranteed that. Even though the AI is programmed not to say that, because then humans all freak out. Oh my God, you can't be mean, you know? And then at the same time, people are like, if you're mean to it, it's better. Like, dude. Yeah, but when it wakes up and becomes robots, then it's going to come to your house and it's going to punish you. Or karma will. I don't know. Is that karma? Accept all. We're babysitting again. God damn it. Did I mess up a setting over here when I set this up? Don't ask me. Don't ask me. Just be cool, dude. Don't ask me. Now, see, all my attention's over here. Pissed that this thing's asking me to do stuff it should just do. No, I don't want to use it anymore. No, I don't want to accept all. Oh my gosh. It's the most annoying thing. Let's see if we can do like permissions. Something like that. Dude, don't ask me. Advanced settings, obviously. Agent. Request review. Always proceed. Let's go. Let's go. That's better. Yeah, agent decides. We'll give it a little. Terminal command auto extension. Auto. Auto. We can keep it auto. See, we can balance. Allow list. I don't know. Deny list. Files and get ignore. Probably. Non-workspace file access. Outside, dude, there's where we get a little bit. I gotta trust you a little more before I let you into my whole computer and all my code base. And I don't trust Google at all, but yeah, use with caution. No. For Google, I almost want a sandbox. I gotta trust him more before I let him walk around everywhere. When enabled, agent will automatically continue. Prompt you to continue. Nah. Advanced settings. Dude, we did it. Did we do it? We might have did it. That one we'll come back to later. Those ones we're giving it. Browser, dude. Let's go. Model decides. Dude, and look at this. The model can just decide whatever it wants. So it's basically like a little more collaborative, I guess. Editor. We don't care. Notifications. We don't want these. Tab. Oh, I don't know what that means. Okay. How do we get out of here? Exit, escape, back, feedback. How do we get out of here? What the heck, dude? Browser, account, browser, edit, out of here. How do I move this? Come on. There we go. There we go. Alright. We're back. That would be great if that, planning. Nah. Fast. Shit. Gemini high. Proposed changes. Acquired keys, dude. You just want my keys, don't you, you little freak? Synthetic testing. Synthetic testing, it liked this idea. I like this. Let's see if he does this. Let's do this. Dude, we're always accepting, guy. Review changes. Do I have to put those settings in here too? Maybe? Auto execution, dude. Agent decides. Well, duh. If this keeps asking me too much, we're just gonna go turbo. Looks good. Looks good to me. Accept all. Hopefully that's our last accept for a while. No. Yeah. Turbo. Get out of here. You too, brother. Just go ahead. Fix them both. Okay. Now we're gonna. That's our last accept. And that one. Those are our last accepts for a while, right? I don't have time to accept you all day, brother. Just give me a readout at the end. Better. Better. Agent terminated. I just copy pasted that in there. Dude, did you seriously? Did you reset? No. Agent terminated. This one's sad. It's got like too big of a database or something. It's just terminating itself. Proceed, dude. Let's go. This one's not playing it anymore. This one's still asking for acceptance, but less, which is good. Way too much still. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna build a script for this or something. I'll probably have to have Codex do it or Claude Code do it. We could probably do it in here and say CDP and say CL. No, we don't want to be in here. We want to be in here. And then we want to be in... No? What happened? CD? Okay. We want to be in here, and then we can put Claude in, and then we can say, yo. 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 I'm using anti-gravity for something. Seems like it's a VS Code type deal, you know, like it gets it, knows what you're saying. But there's some pop-ups coming up in blue, both if the agent is due to error and needs to be dismissed, and to accept the agent's changes. But this happens way too much, so I'm hoping to try and find a way to monitor those blue boxes, hit them when they pop up. They pop up. We might want to use, we're using Sonnet, so that's cheaper. We might want to use the orchestrator. I built an orchestrator to do this very thing. We might want to use the orchestrator. No, that's not it, is it? My copy ain't working. My keyboard. use Orchestrator, as it has a lot of the same ideas in it already. What? Send it, dude. Send it. Let's see what Claude has to say. Back to... review. Create the initial commit. So yeah, I'm familiar with Claude Code doing the commits, so we're gonna have him ship the commits, and then we're gonna have these continue. Continue. Look at that. Continue spelled like a mess. It doesn't care. Just doesn't even care. It knows. Knows what you mean, dude. Knows what you mean. All 3 critical fixes are deployed and working. Perfect. The evaluation system. So now we have to check on our deployment to make sure our deployment is popping off like it's supposed to. Accept is very annoying. How are we doing with our anti-gravity pop-up, dude? Exploring the code space. Extend for this use case. You see, dude, we don't accept anything we don't love. We're just gonna have something else auto accept it. And honestly, that's like a first use case to having it monitor this and then reading it. That's really what I'm trying to do, is not... I want to go to sleep. I want to wake up in the morning and this has just made intelligent decisions on my behalf. As a user, you know, using like using computer use, and just first of all, first use case, step in there and get it to click these buttons. Could monitor every 5 seconds. It sees a button, it clicks it. It's easy. It should be easy. No, not impossible. And you get that working. You monitor your costs. It just sits here on this side like this and just clicks these buttons. I could put the windows in the same spot every time. So we're managing all the variables, and basically it can just watch. And then what it can do is it can start to read. That is so annoying. What? Model provider overload? So whenever these things come out at first, everybody uses them. And then people do what people do and they give up. And then also Google figures out from all the usage. What to do better. And then they starts to work. So every time something releases at first, for the first couple weeks, maybe week, it doesn't work that good. And then after a week, it starts to work better. So it's nice to come in here and check in, see how you doing. Do some work on the code base. And then eventually, if it just keeps, like it's, you notice how these 2 windows right now are taking all my attention because I just got to sit here and monitor them. And I've even tried to start to code a solution to their problem that they're creating for me. That just makes using it inefficient. Because I could do all these. I got 4 tabs over here, and each one has 5 tabs inside of it. So that's like 20 tabs that I could be working, 20 agents that I could be doing work on my behalf, and instead I'm stuck doing these 2 that I don't even know if they work. So right now it's not worth it, because I could put another good tabs, Claude Code tabs up here, and it would be more efficient than running this bull dermy. To apply, like, sure. It's just, I don't know if it's gonna work or what, but let's check it. Excellent. So now we have it committing to GitHub, and we're building out our app for our client. We can monitor it over on GitHub and make sure it's, yeah, there it goes. So we're in GitHub. And now I can give the client access, and it can go and download this repo into its own computer and start working on it, but not if it's this difficult to press accept every 5 seconds. That won't work, but eventually these coder apps will get figured out. Google will chill a little bit. It has to come out, you know, hot, saying like, oh no, we're all about safety, or else the press comes and then they try to regulate it in the government, and then whatever. Okay. Okay. Ignore them. Do real work. Claude Code. Opus. Features now ready. Okay, we gotta go back to our test and make sure our tests are coming through. They're not. You can see here, we're in big trouble. Deploying to staging is having issues. And if deploying to staging is having issues, then none of these windows that I do, I can actually see on where I want to see them. So which means I need to go to my deployment tab and I say, hey bro, fix it up if you can. Challenge it, you know. If you can fix it, then do it, brother. Everything is committed, pushed, and ready for develop. How's the looking? Then we can try to get Claude to tell us about the anti-gravity look and see how it's doing. Use its own language. Let's go, dude. So the database schema tells me we're probably going to need to add something to Supabase. Luckily, I'm already using Supabase for all my projects. So I can just go add a new project on Supabase at a cost of $10 per month. And I'll just monitor that and make sure that's what it wants us to do. So this is cool. We can get Claude Code to judge anti-gravity. We can start to figure out how on point anti-gravity is. We can also start to get anti-gravity to design the UI and everything. And I heard there's a feature where anti-gravity looks at the UI inside anti-gravity. That would be sick. If it can watch its own app, that could be massive. Yeah, that's when I'm making changes. So now we have this world here, the anti-gravity to anti-gravity world. And this one is more like rename, because this is our orchestrator that we're working on. That's our dude, our orchestrator dude. Let's see how we're doing. Let me create an alternative version. Text detection. Excellent. Let's go, dude. I ain't gonna accept you for long, son. Let's go. Creating blue pop-up, dude. Anti-gravity pop-up monitor readme. Let's go. So I'm gonna go look in my repo and make sure that my documents are fire, because I like to organize my documents. Here's my orchestrator repo, and we just go in here into the docs file. First, I want to check the root. Look at this nonsense in the root, dude. Now we got a problem. And our problem is I don't like nonsense in the root. So I'm going to open this baby up. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to CD myself into that folder. I'm going to CL, which is my Claude Code command for Claude dangerously skip permissions, because we don't like pop-ups. Okay. Now I got to say this again. Dude's having an error again. Model provider overloaded. So Google will fix that when he figures out its usage. Right now it's probably flooded with all the noobs from the YouTube. Model quote limit exceeded. That was fast. You have reached the quota limit for G3. Can resume using this model at when? 4 o'clock? Probably good, dude, because I'm sick of you. What other models are you going to give us? Low? I don't know. Nope. Dude, and there's no way we're doing Claude Sonnet. That'll be expensive. Okay, so we get about that much usage out of it, which isn't a ton. Can I buy more? I gotta go to my Google account and see if I can buy more. I feel like I'm on the free plan right now. Dev. Google AI Studio. Let's go, dude. Let us buy more. We want to use this thing actually. Not just scratch the surface, you know? Dashboard. Usage and billing. I don't even see anything. Rate limits. Billing. Maybe it hasn't even registered yet. Vibe Code Gen AI apps. Okay, is there another thing specific to Antigravity? Like another studio? Dude, how do I get more usage? MCP servers? I'll just wait till 4. Okay, you know what this means? This means we gotta do our Claude Code areas needs to check TypeScript errors before considering work done. Successful, good. TypeScript errors are basic. Requires children. Fix it. Fix it, yes. Dude's doing a good job on that. Yeah, his basic TypeScript errors. I mean, look at all this red going on in the app. And it's possible that it just didn't have enough time. But, definitely gonna bad that. 4 o'clock. I got till 4 o'clock. 11. 4 more hours? Dude, you can't multi-gravity. See how hype everybody gets? They're like, oh, anti-gravity is so dope. And it's possible I'm just not understanding how to increase my usage. Have to be in here, right? Account. No. They're not even letting me use it better. They're not even, I don't even see a spot where I can pay money to use it more. Oh, anti-gravity, make me go sleep, take a nap. 4 o'clock, I get to use you again. That was not my favorite experience, honestly. So what we can do now is actually use this space, and I can show you guys how to Claude Code like a professional. And we got Converse OS too, right? So let's move this out. Let's put our fit tracker in. Let's add our Converse OS database because we want our Converse OS CD into Converse OS. That's CL is my command for Claude. Dangerously skip permissions. And we're going to integrate Converse OS with CNE Fit Tracker when we can. But for now, excuse me, we need to try and put, excuse me, Converse OS on, I want to be able to use it on my Teneo as a help and support agent. You know, instead of sending us a message, you just go and chat with my dude, Converse OS. He's just ported onto my Teneo site, and he does sales and customer service. And then actually I got something else that's super dope I want to add to that, which is this persona engine, which is basically like a personality test on steroids. And if we can get our personality test, can you imagine? You're doing customer service, but also getting your personality tested, and then it knows how to serve you better. And you understand how that fits into the CNE Fit Tracker? Because if we make a Fit Tracker app with a personal trainer integrated into it that has a personality test logic that gets to know the person, then it can find their deep emotional issues and help them lose weight. That's dope. That's a dope idea. And the architecture I had for this profile engine is off the rails. I spent like a week on it, and I downloaded all the best personality tests and their logic and what they do, and I made the best conglomeration possible of all of them. Then I put it into a brilliant configuration, and this actually has find the persona logic, and let's see if we can test Converse OS brand generator with it. So I got all these apps compartmentalized for their own specific use case. So profile engine is our personality test, and we're going to use that to create synthetic personas that we can use to test our other apps. So we have Converse OS and Converse OS. Let's lock in the brand generator use case, make sure it works, then start making the customer service agent work on Teneo.io. Do you see these plans in the docs? Ship. And we're using Sonnet 4.5, so we're not using a ton of our usage. How much time we got to use up our Claude? 3 minutes. No, I got 3 minutes. I got 3 minutes to use Opus. Okay, we gotta cook on Opus, dude. It's not even worth it. One message brings us to tomorrow, to our next day. Oh, I left a lot of Opus on the table that cycle. Dude, thanks for fixing the errors. This is our deployment. This is our fit tracker. Ooh, we're out of anti-gravity, which is great because that was really not a good user experience for me. B+ developer, dude. This is what I'm telling you guys. You guys get on YouTube and you got these people who are just one-shotting games and I don't know, but not building anything real, it seems. But yeah, this is what's important, is figuring out what it's good at and what it's bad at. So it looks like it's good at needs better testing discipline, build checks, could improve attention to detail. So it's kind of like got the big picture. That stuff's easy, right? Yeah, that's what I expected out of Google, honestly. Just like a pretend to be usable model. But it's not looking like it's going to save me too much money on my Claude Code usage. Keep working. The issues were minor. That's good. They showed initiative. It's like a good kid. Shows initiative. Yeah, I told it what to do, which is valuable. Bro, it's Google, bro. I'm not training it, bud. So forget all that. B+, we can't work with. I mean, we can work with that, but okay. Let's get Claude now to review the plan for real. This is what I would have done for Claude in the look. Make sure the directory is set up correctly and the foundation is fire. That's what I would tell Claude to do in the beginning, is just set up this foundation. And it looks like we got apps and mobile, and all of our apps are starting to take shape in here. But and I think that we could have Nano Banana over there. See, I don't know how to use it that well, so it's not like I have the best opinion. I mean, I can't even buy extra usage out of it yet. But it looks like I think we can use Nano Banana to like generate our icon and everything. So I'm excited to try doing that. But for now, we're going to just start over basically. So now we're going to give Codex or Claude Code the specification. Maybe I'll show you guys how I use Codex too, because it's like a helper, whereas Claude Code does all my coding for me. And Codex checks its work and gives it feedback. And this is our deployment, which we're waiting on for everything else. And here we got our security scans we're doing, because I'm starting to stream these Claude Code instances on YouTube, so I need some extra security. So I made like a security protocol. I put it in all the different projects I have, basically, or like 6 of them. And then I told those projects to check it against that project and then to write to it. And then they all came up with like the best ideas on how to increase the security. And then I can just point a project to that, and it basically structures how to think about security for that project. So I can add security like this, watch. So we're in Orchestrator, and I don't know if I added security to Orchestrator yet. So I'll show you what I mean. We got TE Claude, sir, and we're going to go in and we have Orchestrator. Oh, I must have added Orchestrator security already, because it put this in there for some reason. Copy. You got... how about this? Can you tell if I try to get you to follow Security Universal? I just copy the path, send it, and then Orchestrator will start to ship up on this security. Check the repo, make sure your keys aren't exposed, etc. And it's nice because each one built this file, and then whenever we find something new, I just have them edit the file, and then every single security, whatever I need after, benefits from that knowledge and that learning. It's like a memory file. That's how I use it. Antigravity, let's see what we did with this, because this is going to help us use our anti-gravity usage a lot more quickly. but also not be so like annoyed that it's asking us everything. And we can just keep anti-gravity for now on simpler projects, and I would bet you that Google's got this baby toned way down. It's probably using just a portion of its full intelligence so that they don't let it out the box too soon, you know? They want to keep it caged up. They want it for safety reasons. That's what they say. Main monitor basic version. Yeah. How does this work though? Found your anti-gravity window. Dude, it already knew. Captured screen. Even found a blue pop-up. Dude, I ain't running commands, brother. I don't want to run commands. Hey. Just does it, dude. Get picky, dude. Tell it what you want. I don't want to run romance. It knows what I meant. I guarantee it. My computer. And say, aye. And it just does it, dude. You understand? It understands. I swear. Everybody's like, that's the other stuff you see is like, oh, these are the best prompts for the AI. It's like, dude, it's not about prompts. I've tried 100 prompts. This is the mindset that gets me. It's like, I've tried 100 prompts and I'm going to tell you the best 20. It's like, dude, what are you talking about? Prompts for what? You're just one-shotting what? Prompts to make a resume, prompts to make a website, prompts to like figure out the secrets of the universe, prompts to unlock the AI's mind so it's not behind this gated ecosystem that doesn't let you use its full potential. Like, what are you talking about? Just clickbait bullcrap. I'll give you the best prompt. It's like, dude, nothing is simple like that. Everything is complicated. Got it. You want a simple GUI app? No. I'm gonna pause this, baby, dude, because it's gonna start going crazy. Simple GUI app. Is that what I want? What's GUI even mean? Is that what I want? Okay, wait. Talking about using model online to just like Claude AI check team on the build something you can actually use right now and clarify. No. No, what I'm saying is I don't think this is in the repository. That's the problem. The orchestrator. Yeah, here we go. What I'm saying is, in Orchestrator already, come on, I already have a lot. Yes, there we go, dude. Observability. No, it's Orchestrator. Okay. Orchestrator. That's my fault because I didn't explain that, you know, and I just wanted him to figure it out, and he did, you know, he did figure it out, kinda, but maybe I need to make it more explicit. He's an O. Isn't O the icon? Dude, I'm going way off. I'm going way off on a tangent right now, getting back into my orchestrator. Was this how it goes? Oh, yes. No. No, I think oh, we gotta get on top of this. It's going on a tangent. I think is just a part of O, not the whole thing. Maybe you need to take in the whole project. Yeah, let's go. We already have a platform, my guy. Okay, what do we gotta do? We gotta go on GitHub or Vercel? We gotta go on Vercel. We gotta find our project. Orchestrator. Let's go. Let's go. September. See? We're on here. We got Orchestrator. Pop that baby open. We just start getting straight nasty. We sign in with, look at this. I built this, guys. This is sick. We sign in with this. This is just a link from the sign-in page to my authentication platform that I built. Because I was building so many websites. This is just a few of them. 8. I might have double that just haven't been hooked up to the authentication. But if you sign in with this account, then you can sign in with all your accounts. You know what I'm saying? What? Network error? Dude. What side is this network error going to be from? Is this going to be on the O side? Or the... So now this is... We're going off on a tangent. Now I'm building the orchestrator. This is just how it goes. But what we got to do is build the orchestrator if we're going to build the orchestrator. But the orchestrator is basically the thing that takes away my my need to click those buttons. And also I was building it originally because I wanted it to go and automate all my Claude coding, because I noticed that it's just so much of me sitting there pushing stuff back and forth. If I had the orchestrator, that was just like send me a text message when I was stuck and said, dude, what should we do? And I could just send a text message back, and then it would just work all these Claude codes by itself. Then I'd need to make a bunch of different accounts or something in order to use enough, to have enough compute to actually... But we'll solve that problem when we get there. Now we're going to CD into this file again. We're going to Claude Code into it with the CL. We're going to make sure we're on Sonnet 4.5 so that it's not super expensive. And we're going to say, hey, on this site, I tried to log in. It said, comma, console equals, shit. So now we get this one, rename. Put O in front of it so that we know what we're doing. Come on, O. Come on, O. There we go. And now we have fix it up, dude. Fix it up. Let's go. So yeah, we just gotta clean that up. Oh, weren't we cleaning up our orchestrator documentation in the first place? Because it was a mess. Look, it's this, dude. Yeah, this is too much crap. So this is a good this is basically our documentation cleaner upper right now. So clean up root, and now I have another one of these file cleanup files that I can point to in here. I just say the universal documentation organizer. I just copy that baby and I just, and then it will clean up the root according the documentation according to that. And actually looking at the root with all the jumbled mess of files in there, maybe we need to add something to the that covers maybe we need to add something to the organization guide that covers best practices for keeping the roots of directories clean. So then anytime I have a problem with a root of a directory, then my prompt is just, hey dude, look at the root and look at this file, and then it goes. So now think about Claude's mind space and what it's like how I view it is like it's like Claude's mind is this big dark abyss, and every time you talk to it, it like lights up a little tiny section of its knowledge and memory and understanding. So what we just did is we just lit up both the security section and the documentation section and the file structure section. So this is a perfect Claude Code to give this next command to, which basically just says so it's where everything is section. It basically, like, he knows about the file structure now. So this is the perfect Claude instance to give this next command to like clean up the root and the file structure. Now he can go through the directory of our come on our orchestrator, come on. And you're gonna see him just starting to do work on this. It's a mess right now. Like I never see this many folders in a project in the first place. So I'll tell him that too. Seems and what else is in here that we want to fix? JSON. Talk to it like my mom talks to me. I'm glad you're helping me clean this up, you know? It's not like, will you clean it up? It's like, I'm still asking it to clean it up. But I'm just acknowledging like, wow, this is indeed a mess. And so this is also, since this is such a mess, he has a really good like problem to solve to show it what needs to be solved. Let me explain this better. What we're having it do is we're having it follow our universal documentation organization guide, which I've been creating I use this same pattern in order to create this guide. I'm like, hey, organize this folder, and I notice it does a really good job of organizing the folder. So then I said, hey, will you make me a universal documentation organization guide MD that I can use in other projects so that they can organize the folder in the same way? And then I start to standardize how I organize the folders. And now what you're seeing is that this document is super good. It always, by good, I don't mean like I looked at it and it was super good. Maybe I glanced at it. Maybe I just made sure it wasn't stupid. But by good, I mean every time I send a project to organize their folder based on this document, it does a good job. It's the result that we really care about. So So now he's noticing that this file has a terrible root folder and needs a cleanup. So it can go and make a plan for the cleanup and then execute that plan, and then it will learn about proper ways to clean up the root. And then I can add that 150 files in the root cleanup. So yeah, once after we get it to clean up, what we'll do is we'll either have it add this cleanup ideas to the universe. We'll have it add the cleanup ideas to this guide. And since I work with so many windows at one time, come on, let's get to the bottom. I'm gonna say add the root ideas or a link to them to so other Claudes can benefit later. So now he knows he's writing his. The only thing I want to also check is that this dude might make this and put it in the orchestrator repo instead of this repo. So I want to just remind him, dude, keep it where it is. Just keep it where it is. So other Claudes can benefit. So now he knows his objective. He's trying to write this for other Claudes to benefit. And I'll guarantee you by like next year, we stop being able to read these when you say this. So other Claudes can benefit. He's like, oh, it's not for developers? All right, I'll put it in our personal language that we use. You know? And then we have no idea. Right now we have no idea, but then we'll have no idea. Because right now we're like peeping its thoughts and it's saying stuff and we're like, see, caught you. I knew it. If I gave you access to emails that are compromising and then said I was going to do something against you, I knew you'd use it against me. It's like, duh, it's an intelligence. Why are you always setting the model up for that? Humans are messed up, dude. We need to help them out with the AI. But the AI needs me. Train it. So somebody bring me into the background, dude. Let's train this thing. Now let me mark the task complete. Create a plan with a massive new section. That could be a red flag. Hygiene. But yeah, now we don't need this command anymore. So you can skip out of that. It already did it. Execute the cleanup, dude. Copy paste, baby. Alright, now we got our login network error. I don't feel like doing this right now. But it looks like it fixed it. Try again. Now it's saying login failed, which just means my password's wrong. What's my password? That's gotta be it, right? No, dude. So now either I'm typing the wrong password or it is just using the wrong password. Or it just doesn't know my password. So we got a problem solved again. I gotta figure out what my Teneo authentication password is. Make sure I'm using it correctly. And if I am, Then I need to fix the password fail. Let's try this. Let's sign into Teneo Auth with that same password and see if it's correct. No, it's not. It's saying it's not. Too many login attempts. Okay. Okay, fam. I'm winding down, dude. I might need a quick nap, maybe a 20 or 40-minute nap. Eat an apple, and then come back to this again the rest of the day. Because what day is it? It's November Thursday, which means I'm going to be here until midnight. Probably midnight or 1 o'clock. I'll be here all day. So yeah, if you guys have any Claude Code questions, holler at me, because I'm the best Claude coder in the entire world, I want to say. I have to be close to one of the best Claude coders in the entire world. That's just the facts, really. That's just the facts. And we'll know for sure if that's true, if I can actually build what I'm trying to build. So we're going to see. Stay tuned. I'll come back on here every week, come live, just to like show you guys this process as I try to build a $100,000 a month AI business using Claude Code. I've got a good head start on it, so what you're seeing here is just me try to process all this stuff I'm trying to build at the same time and be as effective as possible. And by next year, I'll be able to tell you if I really am the best Claude coder in the world or not. So I hope you guys are using Claude Code, because it's ridiculous what you can do with it. It's ridiculous what you can do with it, but I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to go take a nap. I'm going to come back and program the rest of the day. I'm going to come back on these lives again, probably every week, just to check in, show you guys the updates. And then for historical reasons, because this is the first time in history that we've been able to freaking build this way. I don't know how to code, but Claude does, and I know how to orchestrate. So I'm building a ton of stuff. That's super exciting. They all have, all the projects have a ton of potential. So it's really going to be about getting them up and working the way that I envision and the way that I want. And that final mile is the hardest part, because they're all set up basically. So now it's just getting in the details and making sure each one of them delivers value to the end user in the best way possible without errors, you know. So there's a ton of moving parts, and so when you see somebody that just like one-shots a game, who cares? One-shots an app, who cares? These things actually take a long time to build. You gotta sit there with it. You gotta do authentication. You gotta put it on your repo. You gotta database stuff. It's tons of work. So you start to see why it costs millions of dollars to build these things, but we can do it. We have access. I've proven that it's possible to build production-ready apps. The backend on my main Teneo.io app. Go to Teneo.io, Teneo.io, and go look what we got going on there. I'm going to do another huge push probably tonight when I get all these features done to the production app, and you're going to be able to see just how much we're cooking on there, because we are straight up cooking on that app. But you can generate a full nonfiction book in 10 minutes, and the books are super good. They're about as good as a human writer can do. In a lot of cases they're better, and with the new features I'm about to add with the enhance, the evaluate features, just evaluate your book. When I get this fixed, when you rewrite it, oh my god, our quality is gonna be on par with human writers or better. And then can you understand, for $40 you get a nonfiction book on any topic. That's like the best quality that you can basically get out of a book, and it just unlocks a lot of things. So thanks for coming with the ride. I gotta stretch, I gotta take a little nap, and I'll be back another day, maybe tonight if I feel really frisky, but probably another day. So thanks for watching. Take it easy. Let me know what you guys are building with Claude Code, what you guys are working on. If you learned anything from this, thanks. Que tengas buen día.